All right, folks, God bless you guys, and welcome to This Is It. That's our little victory cheer. Christ, his purpose was to make one new man from the two, thus making peace. Jesus is the Prince of Peace. The enemy is the Prince of Darkness. Um, I'm going to start doing a short series. A lot of people, I understand I do very in-depth, very long videos, 2 to 3 hours. I know that can be difficult when you want to share this information with a loved one or a friend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a series. We'll call them the short series. I'm going to call it the Why series. And the premise will be, why is the Vatican in the shape of a serpent? And I'll ask a question at the beginning, and then within 10 minutes, I will give you all the data for the reason why, answering the question. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Before I start tonight, the weather's finally gotten cold. Yes, I am so sick of San Antonio burning hot weather. So the young ladies that were so kind to make me my beanies, Tammy and Cammy, I would go to my P.O. box sometimes and open my P.O. box. And by the way, first of all, thank everybody. Everybody, thank every single one of you who's sent anything to my P.O. box. Thank you. The beanies is kind of Johnny's trademark. It has been even since way back. It was bandanas, but then I started getting these super cool beanies, and they're so comfy. I mean, they're so comfy. They're such nice beanies. Anyway, so Tammy and Cammy were kind enough to keep sending me beanies. I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel bad. You guys are like, send me so many. So I have this super cool collection now of these are hand knitted beanies. Anyway, so what I'd like to do is Tammy and Cammy took in someone kind of from the group. Buttons, cutie pie, older lady. She's a widow, and she drove across the country to move in with Tammy and Cammy. And one thing I'm trying to do is just to help them, pay their bills and stay self-sufficient as they can. And so what they do is they make all kinds of cool stuff by knitting. So this is I'm what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a little plug here in this video, and I'm going to show you guys how to get in touch with them. At the end of the video, I'll put a link so you guys can contact them. Anyway, this is just a little segment on some of their beanies right here. This is from one of the videos on their channel, but I'm going to rewind it and let you guys just see it. It's only a 1 minute video, but it's super cool. But I wanted to start it right here. So this is just a little swath of some of the beanies. I've got just the cool. I'm sorry, my trademark. I'm sorry, but me getting dressed up is having a matching beanie to a shirt, or a do-rag to my shirt, whatever. I don't wear a coat and tie. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to wear a button-down shirt. I'm not going to look like some middle-of-the-road preacher. That would be me putting on airs. So this is this is me normally, and this is how I am. And I'm like, I'm not going to change my look because I'm preaching the word. So that's it. Anyway, so I want to give these guys a plug. So you guys, if you're interested, you want to get beanies for loved ones or friends or family. They do more than beanies, by the way. I'm going to show you this little video. They do some amazingly cool stuff. And the colors, they've been so cool. They've matched so many cool colors for me. All right, so let me do that, and then we're going to start the Why series. Again, they're going to be very short little bullet point videos, and in every one I'm going to be wearing my beanies and my matching shirt. It's me getting all dressed up. All right, here we go. So let's do this. We'll start here, and I'll let it play till the end. I'm going to go back right here. So look, so here's contact info right here. You know, you can send them an email right here to happyhippycrochet6764 or snafusnaps007 And also, this is their YouTube right here. So I'm going to go like this, and it's Beanies for the Homeless. Oh, that's the name of, I'm sorry, that's the name of that video. But it's Happy Hippy Crochet. And I met all of them, and they are super, super sweet. It's where I stopped on the way to Grand Junction to pick up the shipping containers. And so, again, this is it, Happy Hippy Crochet. And it would be awesome, you know, help those young ladies take care of buttons and take care of themselves until we walk this out to the end. All right. And again, I don't have any dog in the fight, except they're kind enough to send me beanies every now and then. I get a cool beanie. All right, guys, God bless you. Okay, so now let's get into it. Let's talk serious. Let's have a real serious talk right now. Okay, you guys understand, right? Y'all do understand that we are in the very end phase of humanity. This is it. This is the cleansing. This is where they wipe it out. This is it. Well, we're also waiting on the scriptures to be fulfilled. Revelation 3, letter to the angel of the church of Philadelphia. Either you believe that or you don't. The angel of the church of Philadelphia, he has the key of David. That's what was delivered to me the night I got saved. Thus saith he that is holy, he that is true. You know what? Let me just pull up the scriptures. It's just easier. I'd rather you guys be reading the scriptures instead of looking at my face while I'm saying it. Watch this. Here we go. Okay, Revelation chapter 3. And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia. I want to show you the word angel because it's pretty important. So the word angel, it means a messenger, especially an angel. By implication, a pastor, angel, messenger. The Bible says, again, have I not said ye are gods? Those were Jesus' words. The word gods is Elohim in Psalm 82. John chapter 10, Jesus quoted Psalm 82. He said, do not your own scriptures say, I said ye are Elohim gods. Angels. Elohim are angels. So we're angels. We have to be redeemed. We have to be bought back from the flesh, which was the trap that we got ourselves in. I wanted you to see the word angel. To the angel of the church of Philadelphia write these things, saith he that is holy, he that is true. I'm going to click on the word true. See the word truthful. The root of truthful is alathes. It means true as not concealing. Okay. As not concealing. How do I unconceal everything? I turn it the opposite direction, an image of the Virgin. I turn it the other way, and it's a dead sheep. So I'm unconcealing it because the night I got saved, the Lord gave me the key of David, the keys to the kingdom of heaven, same as Peter. So thus saith he that is holy, he that is true. Right after he shows you the word true, he that hath the key of David. The word David means, David means love. You got to just look at the word, loving. The key of David, he that openeth and no man shutteth, and shutteth and no man openeth. I know thy works, behold, I have set before thee an open door. Again, if you've ever seen my testimony, the night I got saved, I was faced with the door in the back of the St. Anthony Hotel. I either opened that door and I would know the truth, and I would more than likely be killed if I did it because of the situation I was in that day. The same people that I was in a high-speed chase with were waiting there on the side of the hotel. If I opened the door, it said alarm will sound. It was 12 a.m., a little after 12 a.m. when I walked out that door. When I opened the door and I made the choice, I had to make a conscious choice. I'm willing to open this door and die to know the truth rather than to stay with my girlfriend saying, don't open the door. Her name's Eleuthera. Eleuthera means licentious freedom. Because I represent the angels that were willing to come into the system for licentious freedom. Licentious means sex, naughty. Licentious freedom. And I am a representative of those angels that were willing to come into the system for licentious freedom. And I even had a girl named Eleuthera telling me, do not open the door. Isn't that perfect? And then I have the Lord saying, open the door. He had already shown me 100% nylon, turned it upside down to know the truth. 100% no lion. The word nylon, when you invert it, becomes no lion. Okay, so the night I got saved, I had a choice to make. Stay with my girlfriend and try and find some other way out of that hotel. And not open that door out of fear, the fear of getting killed. Or open the door and know the truth, and that spirit that was telling me, open the door, Jonathan, open the door. And I'm trying to open that door. It says alarm will sound if door opens. So if I open the door in the back of an alley on the 3rd floor and that door shuts behind me, you're a sitting duck for anyone that comes down that alley that's got a weapon. You're done. So that was my choice. Licentious freedom saying, don't open the door. And the Lord God, the Spirit of the Lord saying, Jonathan, open the door. I chose to open the door. She even said, don't open the door, they'll kill us. She even said that. And I said, you don't have to go with me. I'll go. And so I opened the door. I went out. I walked out on the landing. There's this, I'm going to do my arm like a set of stairs. I walked out like this, and I started walking horizontally, and it turned to a staircase that was counterweighted, and boom, sat down. Right then, this person was waiting for me. As I sat down, right as that stair hit the ground, boom, an angel walked up, stepped up to me and said, pray with me, my brother. Okay, I don't care if you believe it. It's 100% true. And my testimony is on YouTube. The Lord told me I had to post my testimony, even though I didn't want to. I was like, Lord, please don't make me do it, please. Because I knew the kind of flack I would take. And it was just, I didn't want to do it. But he told me you have to do it. So I did it. You can find it on YouTube. It's in the Kleck files. So anyway, so the Lord opened a door for me that night. And when he opened that door, as soon as I walked out that door, I walked into a different world. When I opened that door, it was like there was nothing else. I was under control of some totally different source than what had been controlling me my entire life. And so as I walked down those stairs and they hit the ground, boom, standing right there, pray with me, my brother. And he walked alongside of me and we prayed, Our Father, to the sky, water and light came down on me and I was anointed in that alley. That's how I'm able to give you what I give you. Do you think one person could generate the kind of supernatural information on a daily basis that the Lord lets me generate? Again, the Lord's let me lay hands on people that are blind and they see. People that have incurable eye problems. It seems like that's kind of a pattern. He lets me lay hands on people that have serious incurable eye problems, blindness, blind in one eye completely, legally blind, incurable eye problems. 4 of those, cancer, stage 4 cancer, stuff like that. Those are on YouTube. Okay. The night I got saved, he placed before me an open door. Not only did he open the door by telling me, Jonathan, open the door, go out the door, to give me the strength and the courage just to say I'm willing just to die, just to know the truth. And I went out that door. And after I prayed Our Father with an angel, and I'm not afraid to tell you it was Michael. That's who it was. It was Michael. Daniel 12, and at that time Michael shall stand up. Isn't that everything I show you? Stand up. The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. There shall be a time of trouble. So anyway, after water and light came down on me, I got my marching orders and blah, blah. It's all on YouTube. You can go watch it over and over. There's two versions of it. You can compare the two, see if anything changes. It'll always be the same. So there was an open door placed before me that night, because at that point I would communicate to the Lord God and he would speak back to me very clearly. And he speaks to me in a variety of ways. And there's been many people that have been in my hemisphere that get to see it. Cory is one. Cory's been around for a year and his mind's sufficiently blown. But it's not of this world what happens to me on a daily basis. But anyway, enough about that. The point is, the guy speaking to you is this person. I told the Lord I did not want to talk about it. I did not want to say this on YouTube. I said, what does it matter? Who cares who I am? I know who I am, but who cares? Why does it matter? He told me I had to profess it, even though I didn't want to. The people I find very strange are the people that rush to try and tell everybody this stuff all the time. That's a sure sign that you know it's not legit. Because I can honestly tell you, nobody that is in a position I have wants to go out and, oh, I'm a prophet, and no, hell no. And by the way, anyone that actually is a prophet is like, you'd have to be insane to say, oh, I want to be a prophet. Okay, yeah. I hope you can take a long, extended beating. Anyway, so to the angel of the church of Philadelphia, write these things, saith he that is holy, he that is true, as in not concealing, he that hath the key, as in shutting or opening a lock, to shut up. See it? To shut up, because in this world, when you come in, up is shut to you. Do you understand? You got to open up. That's why even in the video I showed you yesterday, and Jesus stood up and he opened up the scriptures. Do you get it? Because when he opened the scriptures, they became understandable because he is the Word. This is all just so phenomenal, isn't it? Anyway, so he that openeth and no man shutteth, and shutteth and no man openeth. I know thy works, behold, I have set before thee an open door. The night I got saved, he gave me the courage to open that door, and when I did, he set before me an open door of communication. What do you think, guys, in the Bible, all the minor prophets, all the prophets, don't you realize that they had an open communication with the Lord God? Have y'all seen any of the trips the Lord sent me on? Trinity, This Is It in Houston. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all know the testimonies, but just the trips he sends me on proves it. Because he'll tell me to go somewhere, I'll commit to the audience. I'll say, this is what the Lord's telling me to do. He wants me to go to the desert, take all my skydiving gear. That's really weird. I don't know why. But then I'll go there, and everything that happens there, he'll prove that he sent me. And I keep an ongoing record and testimony of it. And it's completely demonstrable and provable. So anyway, so I have placed before thee an open door that no man can shut it. For thou hast little strength. Boy, that's no joke. It means specifically miraculous power, because, again, you would have to be around me to understand what that means. It's the gift of miracles is actually a functioning gift. And I operate in that gift, and it's exhausting. It's really exhausting. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I've placed before thee an open door, and no man can shut it, for thou hast little strength, and hast kept my word. Look at this. A watch to guard from loss or injury by keeping the eye upon. And look at this. Word is logos, and it means By implication, a topic, subject of discourse, also reasoning, the mental faculty or motive, by extension, a computation. Specifically with the article in John, the divine expression that is Christ. So the Lord has trusted me with the divine expression that is Christ. Thou hast kept my word. Do you know what the divine expression that is Christ is? You ready? That's it. That's the divine expression that is Christ in this system. Turn it up. Anacrino. If you want to see the truth, you have to turn everything up because you've been inverted. So Christ is up, you got turned upside down. So if you want to see the truth, you want to see Jesus, you got to turn everything up. Bam. It's the craziest, most simple, paradoxical thing in the world, but it is irrefutable. That is the rock that I will build my church on, Matthew 16. In that day, many will say, Matthew 7, that day many will say, Lord, Lord, haven't we prophesied and done many wonderful works in your name? Those are the religious people that think they know Jesus. And they'll say, depart from me, I never knew you. Ginosko, to know absolutely. Why didn't he know him? Because they didn't build their house on the rock. Their eyes never became single. Their eyes were never opened. They never saw him. They never understood the truth. They put their trust in some illusionary Jesus, not the divine expression that is Christ. It's as simple as it gets. Anyway, so thou hast kept my word. Thou hast guarded from loss or injury the divine expression that is Christ, and has not denied my name, authority, and character. And ready for this? The root of it, ready? Ginosko, to know absolutely. So when you know him, you know absolutely him. You know his name. This is Jesus. He's up. Jesus is up. Satan's down. Light is up. Dark is down. Good is up. Evil is down. It's literally that simple. That's the rock that Jesus said, I'll build my church on. That's why Peter was called Petros, little piece of rock. And that's why Jesus said, I'll give you, Peter, the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Jesus was crucified right side up. Peter was crucified. Jesus knew he'd be crucified upside down. And then he gets crucified upside down, and the keys to the kingdom of heaven, you put the key in the lock, you turn it upside down, and the bolt opens, and the two become one. Bam. Converted. The word converted in the Bible, unless you become as converted and as little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. The word converted, go look it up in Strong's. It means to turn quite around the other direction. I showed you the video from yesterday, right? It's hard to believe it's that simple, isn't it? Okay, so it's the most paradoxical thing in the world, too. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, the assemblage. It's like congregation, synagogue of Satan, the accuser, the devil, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie, to utter untruths, to deceive by falsehood. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, to know that I have loved thee. Agape. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, cheerful and hopeful endurance, constancy, patient continuance, waiting. Because you have kept the word of my patience, I will keep you from the hour of temptation. Look at the word temptation. A putting to proof by experiment of good or experiment of evil. Do you know why? That's what this world is. Will you open the door when you're faced with it? Are you willing, Jonathan, to go out that door and die to know the truth? I've been proven faithful. Yes, I would. I did. And the last 20 years has been my reasonable service for the Lord for saving a rascal like me. And I'm glad to do it. I love that he's let me serve him. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. That's the great tribulation, which shall come upon the whole world to try them. Here's the word try. To test objectively, to scrutinize, to discipline, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly, hold fast in which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. The word crown is Stephanos and means like a badge of royalty, a prize in the public games, figuratively a crown. Him that overcometh, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. You ready? That's the bride of Christ. A lot of people think they know about, the rapture, and it says this and says that. I am telling you, it was hand delivered to me, the scriptures, by Christ. I had no one teach me the scriptures, just like Paul. No one taught me the scriptures. They were taught to me by the revelation of Christ. And so that revelation showed me the New Jerusalem is the bride. Would you like me to show you how the Spirit of the living God showed me that that is the bride? Because, see, I have an ear so I can hear exactly what it's saying to me. Whoever hath an ear, let him hear. Because that scripture is meant definitely for me because it resonates and it's part of me. So watch. Ready? I'll prove it's the bride. So, because him that overcometh, I'll make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go out no more. And I will write upon him the name of my God and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. I want everybody to say that out loud, please. Please say, I will write upon him the name of my God and the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. Everybody should say that out loud at least a couple times. Let it go in you. Let the words be absorbed inside of you. I will write upon him the name of my God and the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name. Ready? Revelation 21. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride. So who's the bride? Who's the bride? The New Jerusalem is the bride. The New Jerusalem comes down, right there, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride. Let's go back to Revelation 3. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep you from the hour of temptation that shall come upon the whole world. Him that overcometh I will make a pillar in the temple of my God. He shall go out no more, and I will write upon him the name of my God and the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem. So see, those of us that have been called, I was called in 2002, my whole testimony's on YouTube, but I would be called as an end-time prophet. I'm an angel. I never would have understood that I was an angel, except the way I got saved. When an angel steps up to you and says, "Pray with me, my brother," it changes your life forever, especially when water and light comes down on you, and then you start manifesting supernatural spiritual gifts on a daily. So I knew I was an angel the night I got saved. Pray with me, my brother. An angel prayed with me, and he called me brother. And when water and light came down on me and I was converted, I knew he and I were the same. And then he gave me my marching orders. It's all on YouTube. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to understand the rapture. The people call it the rapture, harpazo. The bride of Christ is kept from the insane hour of testing. It's the greatest horror the world's ever going to see. So, I don't know who's watching this video or who you are. I'm just speaking to the world, anyone that wants to watch this. I've shown you the gifts that God's given me that bear witness to who I am and my identity. Nobody else on YouTube land, nobody else out in the world can show you what the Lord's let me show you. The Vatican's a snake wearing a crown. The largest altar in the world is a dead sheep. People draw pictures of me and say, "Hey, Johnny, I drew a picture of you," and they put a dead sheep on the picture they drew of me, and they have a serpent eating me. But they didn't think I would be able to see that they drew those images when they handed me the picture of myself. And when I confront them, they go full demonic. "Do you know who you're speaking with?" "Yeah, the angel of the bottomless pit." "Do you know who you're speaking with?" "A redeemed angel." That's why we have to be redeemed. See, the churches are liars. That's the first place the Lord God sent me, was to the churches. So he had me go to the churches like John Hagee, Cornerstone. Liars! They literally drugged a guy named Larry. They literally, "Larry, get away from him! Larry, get away!" I was like, "Larry?" I showed him the dead sheep and I showed him some of the imagery, and he was like, "Oh my God, what are we supposed to do?" He freaked out. He's like, "Oh yeah." I said, "Well, Larry, the Lord sent me here. So now ball's in your court." And this lady came out and she started yelling at him, "Larry, get away from him right now." She was like Tammy Faye Baker. She was just total crazy makeup mania. Anyway, and she was screaming at Larry to get away from me because I was showing him, "Hey, when you turn this upside down, it's a dead sheep." And he's like, "Oh, holy crap." He was freaking out. And this lady just verbally told him, "Get away from him, Larry, right now, right now." And he was one of their pastors. I was just like, "Larry, it's balls in your court now." I've been through churches like you wouldn't believe. You would not believe the stories I have at churches. Anyway, so the Lord sent me there because he wanted to show me the churches were corrupt. He sent me to all these big mega churches, CBC in San Antonio Community Bible Church, Harvest Fellowship, John Hagee's church, this big Lutheran church out at I-10 and 1604. I forget the name of it. He sent me to a lot of places with very famous pastors, and I would show up with power and supernatural. They would freak out. They would be like, "Well, no, you can't show that here. People here just aren't ready for that, Mr. Kleck." I was like, they're not ready to see that the images of the bombings of all the buildings are printed on the U.S. currency. I mean, I just showed you all the bombings on the money. I showed them to the FBI. They freaked out too. Oh no, Mr. Clay, you can't show that stuff here. I'm like, why not? Because they didn't want truth in their church. They love religion. Same as Jesus's day. No different. But I was so shocked. I could not, honestly, I could not believe that they weren't going, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Congregation, come over here. Look at this. I was like, they were like, no, you need to leave, Mr. Kleck. I'd be like, oh, okay. So I just showed up with supernatural, mind-bending information, and you don't want anyone in your congregation to get to see it? That's really weird. Ezekiel 34, I'm against you shepherds, and the Lord sent me as an indictment. I'm an indictment. That's why I have a parachute that says V for vengeance, because I'm an indictment on the system. The truth is in me, and I can see and I can show them, hey, I know your building's a snake. Lord had me send a DVD called The Serpent Exposed to the Pope. He told me, send it to the Pope. I thought, that's, you know what? I don't even know how to send it to the Pope. How you want? And I heard the Lord tell me, look on, go look on the computer how to send something to the Pope. And I did. And it said, you send it to the Conclave of Cardinals. And I'm like, okay, so you want me to send one of my DVDs that shows the building's a snake and the snake's mouth is a vagina? I'm like, okay, you want me to send this to the Pope? Yes. And I was like, okay, you know what? Those guys could probably pick up a phone and have you dead in about 5 minutes. But hey, I'm okay with that. Whatever you want me to do. And so, but then I said, okay, if you really want me to do it, then there's no way that I won't open this book. And there was a thesaurus on my counter, and I said, there's no way I won't open this book. And it'll have to tell me to send it to the Pope somehow. And I'm like, because I'm thinking maybe I'm going to get out of it. I was like, so I'll open this book and somehow you're going to tell me to send it to, the Pope. And I open it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it says conclave, like Conclave of Cardinals. And I had just looked up, where do you send something to the Pope? And I literally opened a book and it said conclave. I was like, okay, so I sent it to the Pope. Anyway, I've got so many stories like that, guys, you would not believe. When he sent me to the FBI, I did the same thing. The Lord wanted me to go to the FBI and show him all the bombings that are printed on the U.S. currency and the future bombings that are printed that haven't happened yet. And I was like, are you kidding? You want me to go to the FBI? They're going to think I'm a lunatic, man. And but you can't argue with what I have. And then the Lord told me to go show him the images on the 20, on both 20s, the old 20 and the new 20, the federal building bombing. Nobody knew that the federal building bombing was on the $20 bill. Nobody. The Twin Towers, someone had shown me way back before I got saved in 2002, before I got saved. And then the Lord showed me the Pentagon was on the back of that same bill. And then as other bills were out, the Lord would show me what was on them, and I would just fold them and put them in plastic. And then the Lord told me, go show them to the FBI. I was like, I'm going to feel, okay, guys, I just wanted to show you this. Ow, what was that poke in my neck? Dragging you out by the heels. I was just like, okay, this is going to go well. Anyway, it was a really interesting meeting. I mean, I went to the headquarters in San Antonio, and 2 FBI agents were with me, and one guy was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. Where did you get this? Oh my gosh. And I'm like, it's a spiritual gift. It's supernatural. And the other guy was just staring at me like he wanted to kill me. One guy was just like, and the other guy was like, wow, look at this. I was like, yeah, here's an image of the Virgin. It's a dead sheep. I'll see you guys later, right? Okay, let's get together. It's like, yeah. And then after I did a video called The Destruction of America, which they took down, but you can still find it on YouTube on Dave Shadow's channel. I did a video called Destruction of America, and they took it down, and the FBI showed up at my house, and And I was like, okay, guys, what's the problem? I've already been down there and showed you guys, but I did all the legwork and showed that all the federal employees at the Alfred P. Murrah building were given a text that day, and none of them were in the building. Isn't that weird? All the federal employees that were at the Alfred P. Murrah building just happened to get a text not to come to work that day. Oh, that's convenient. So anyway, I totally busted it all, and they were pissed. So they showed up at my house and they wanted to talk about, oh, we're concerned about your videos on YouTube. And I said, really? About the US currency? And they're like, yeah, we're very concerned about the groups that might try and affiliate yourself with them. And I knew what they're doing. They're trying to get you to talk so they can just talk right here to this right here. So anyway, that's when I said, do you have an indictment for me or something? They said no. And I said, then we're done talking. So anyway, I've been through a lot of stuff to bring you guys this information. And it's been no joke. I've had a lot of death threats. I had an attempted kidnapping and it didn't go well. So anyway, so I've had a lot of stuff happen. Anyway, so the end of the world is here, okay? I mean, seriously. Really? Everybody needs a shot. It doesn't matter if you've got antibodies. I mean, you still need one anyway. Yeah. All sports players. Let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. Have y'all seen the pictures of me that people have drawn and said, hey, I drew a picture of you, and they put a dead sheep on my face? My own wife gave me a greeting card that had a serpent eating a sheep hidden in a picture of two girls sitting in a tree. My own wife. Okay, let me ask you a question. If I'm that recognizable by the enemy, by the serpent race, do you think if I walked in a door to get one of those, do you think they could open a different drawer to give me what they wanted to give me that might be different than one of their own kind? It's like a no-brainer, right? Oh, yeah, I'm fine for mine. You need to go get yours. Oh, okay. Would you mind drawing a picture of me before I go in? Oh, okay. Why'd you draw a dead sheep on me with a serpent eating me? Do you know who you're speaking with? Okay, so all these things have happened to me, guys. These are facts. You know what? Let me show you a couple pictures. So let me just set this up real quick for you, okay? Just imagine you're me, okay? Imagine you're me. Before I got saved, and I had my sunglass company, and all I was doing was skydiving and pushing sunglasses, going to trade shows, huge, largest trade show in the world for sunglasses in New York. Just putting on fangs and going on location and getting collateral material, videos and stills of me and friends and girls, and we're just getting all our advertising done, just kind of having a blast, really. Just really, it was like one ridiculous party of a bunch of people, or me and my buddies and girls getting collateral material for advertising for vampire sunglasses. Okay, that's before I got saved. During that time, this was drawn of me. This was drawn by a guy named Marcel. He even dated it right down here. It says 2001 right here. He even wrote his name right here. But even when he wrote his name, he put like a Mayan or Aztec Indian right here. And I'll break it all down. I'm going to show you everything in this thing. You can see right here, this is not doctored. Nothing's touched. There's a knot in the wood right here where my cursor is a knot in the wood. Now, one common thing they do all the time, the enemy, the serpent race, that's hunting us. Because I showed you in the last video, the word mark of the beast, the word beast is Therion, it means hunting trap. So you're in a host body and you're in a trap being hunted by another race of beings through the host body system. That's why there's clothing lines called For Hunted. Hunted for dinner, because they're hunting angels. Who's hunting angels? The serpent race from Genesis 1. They're hunting the angels that ended up in the system. So right here on the top of my head, right here is the head of a sheep with its tongue sticking out. There's the tongue, there's the nose. He put this line directly right here for the snoot. There's the bottom underneath to delineate the snoot. There's the eye with the liquid leaking out. There's the top of the head. and there's the ear right here. And then this is the head of a sheep right here, but then facing the opposite direction is the head of a goat. There's the horn right there. There's the other horn right there. There's the ear right there. Top of the head right there. There's the eye that's closed. There's the eye that's closed. There's the nose. And then here's coming under the neck. And then look how he used my ear right here to go around. And then he made the hoof right here as part of my sideburn. And then I was like, wow, check out the drops dripping off my fangs. He put fangs on me and he made these drops. And when you turn it upside down, those drops become the eye of a serpent that's eating me. And this is the head of the serpent right here that's eating me. There's the eye of the serpent. Here's the front of the mouth. There's the other eye. There's the open mouth. So he used my chin to make the open mouth of the serpent that's upside down. I know you probably can't see it right now, but I'm going to draw it all in right now. I'll show you. I drew it all in. But in 2001, when that was done, guys, I could not see it because I wasn't saved yet. My eyes weren't open. So this is the way the Lord works. He made sure that I had that in 2001. It was done by Marcel. He walked up to me in my warehouse. He's like, "Ole, Jonathan, mira, yo lo hago para ti." And I was like, "Oh, thank you very much. That's really pretty good." I was like, pretty good. Anyway, and he drew it on a piece of wood and I kept it. After I got saved, and I saw there was a dead sheep and a goat on it and a serpent eating me because all of a sudden my eyes were open. Just like the Bible says, I've come to open the eyes of the blind, open the dungeons. The word open dungeons means to restore sight by redoubling your eyes. That's what it means. I showed you yesterday. Okay, can you imagine if you were me and all of a sudden a piece of wood that you had with your picture on it from 2001 and now it's a year later and all of a sudden you're like, what the hell's going on, man? Right? Like, well, I mean, I was born again. I was a new creation, but the old Johnny, he was probably a guy you did not want to have a serious issue with. And so I actually went down to the studio looking for Marcel because I had a studio that was downtown and it had a warehouse attached to it. And there was other artists that had, that lived at this warehouse area. And I went looking for this guy. He was from Guatemala. And I mean, it wouldn't have been good if he would have opened the door. Even though I was saved, it wasn't past me to interrogate him under extreme duress. I'll just leave it at that. I would have done it. And everybody, oh, then you couldn't have been saved. Don't even go there. Yep. Try and walk a mile in my shoes. Good luck. Anyway, so he wasn't there. He'd gone back to Guatemala. Thank God. Anyway, so there it is. There's the dead sheep on top of my head. See the sheep? There's the eye. There's the nose. There's the tongue sticking out. The snoot. There's the ear. And then the sheep turns into a goat back to back. You can see it. Look at the hoof. Pretty good. And then right here where he signed his name right here, that's an eye like of an Mayan type Indian. There's the nose. There's top lip, chin. And then he put look, the Adidas logo. 1, 2, 3 pyramids. And then he made like the Mayan or Aztec type hat. And so when I saw this, I was pretty freaked out. I was like, dude, you're going to answer some questions and I hope you get the answers right. I was seriously concerned. So let me show you those just without any drawing. See it right there? There it is. Look, there's the eye. There's the water leaking out of the eye. There's the nose. There's the tongue. Okay, now, you know what's really crazy about this? I did not know that the largest altar in the world in the Vatican, I had not discovered that yet. The largest altar in the world is a sheep, a dead sheep. Oh, wow. I had no idea until, I don't know, maybe a decade later that the Vatican, the mouth of the snake, because the whole Vatican's in the shape of a snake, right? Well, the mouth of the snake is a dead sheep. That's crazy because I got a picture of me that some guy drew where I'm a dead sheep and there's a snake eating me. Okay, that's a problem, right? That's seriously a problem. I was like, okay, this is getting real. I'm freaking out. Okay, so here you go. So here's the goat with there's no drawing on it. Like, There's the closed eye right there. See it? Because it's arise, O sleeper, wake up from the dead. Because see, it shows that the system that we're in has put us to sleep. So anyway, here's a goat's horn. There's the other horn. There's the ear right here. See the ear right there? Top of the head. There's the horn. There's the other ear right there. Coming down to the nose. He put a delta symbol on the nose. Go around my ear right here. Look at the hoof. Look how deliberate the line in the hoof is. Look at that. Boom. I'm an artist, man. I'm telling you. This is done with what's called intent. In art, there's what's called intent. So he had to make that line in the hoof. He had to make those closed eyes with a pencil. He had to think it, go through your hand and draw it. That's a sheep and a goat. Isn't that weird? That's in the Bible. I will judge between one sheep and another, separating the sheep from the goats. And there I am with a dead sheep on my head and a goat with a serpent eating me. I am so glad he wasn't there when I showed up, because it wouldn't have turned out well. I probably would have been, I probably would have ended up possibly in prison for a long time. Anyway, so here's the one from Starbucks. I'm going to show it to you with no drawing. I walked into Starbucks and Chris, the manager, who was had become a buddy of mine, right here. What's really fascinating is if you close this or cover this up, you cover up my eyes right here with your hand, you'll see that the lines below my eyes make it look like my eyes are closed. Just take your hand and cover up my two eyes and then look at these lines. It shows me with two different sets of eyes, one that's closed and one that's open, because the serpent race is mocking me. I'm wide awake, but I'm sleeping. Okay, he's mocking me. So this image right here, I'd walked into Starbucks and I saw Chris, and Alex used to always go, "Hey Johnny, how you doing? Hey Johnny." When I'd go in for a coffee, and I'd look at him, and in my spirit I was, okay, I have the discerning of spirits. It's a gift. It's a supernatural gift. And as he was doing that, the Bible was manifesting through him. When they wink the eye at you, that's the angel of the bottomless pit. Neither let them that are my enemies wrongly rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. Because, you got the two eye things. When you close one eye, the only eye that's looking at you is the bottomless pit. That's the angel of the bottomless pit saying, "Hey, how's it going, Johnny?" And then, to make it even worse, the angel of the bottomless pit is sticking out his tongue at you because he knows you are a dead sheep. Why do you think the largest halter in the world is a dead damn sheep? Because we're the sheep. And the serpent race is taking over from the inside. That's why he could sit there and go, "Hey, how you doing?" Mocking me because he knows he's killing me. Okay. So there's the picture right there, and I saw it right away. So I told Chris, I said, "Chris, I'll bet you $1 million. Alex over there, your barista, I'll bet you $1 million he draws a picture of me with a dead sheep on my face and I didn't say in a serpent eating. I said, I bet you $1 million he draws a picture of me with a dead sheep on my face." That's what I said to Chris. Well, Chris looked at me like I was nuts. And a week and a half, I went back and I walked in, and when I walked in, I went up to pay Chris and order my coffee, and Alex was back behind the bar, and he goes, "Hey, Johnny, I drew a picture of you." There it is right there. Do you see a sheep? There's the eye closed. There's the ear. There's the other ear. He made these lines to do the liquid coming out of the closed eye of the dead sheep. There's the teardrop. He put a tongue in it. He put the nostrils, and when I expand, you'll see he made liquid coming out of the nose to make the back of my neck. I'm like, pretty good. So let me draw it all in for you real quick. Let me just show you one image without the drawing. See the sheep? There's the eye, there's the ear, top of the head coming down the forehead. There's a nostril. There's the mouth open. There's the tongue right there. There's drips. Here's snot coming out of the nose of the sheep down the back of my neck, making the back of my neck. The largest altar in the world is a dead sheep. Now you're looking at two images that people, Marcel and Alex, have drawn of me with a dead sheep. Are you finding this a little bit odd? Do you think they could reach into a drawer if I needed to go get some kind of vaccine and maybe pull out a different one for me than they give their buddies? Okay, so now let me draw it in for you and show you how simple and obvious it all really is. That's not a dead sheep? Really? That's a dead sheep. Okay, so when I asked Alex, and he had gone on a break right then after he handed me that, and then I drew in the serpent eating the sheep right here in green. And I said to him, I said, hey, Alex, do you mind if I ask you a question? He had sat down at a table and I sat across from him. I said, why did you put an image of a dead sheep on my face? And he goes, do you know who you're speaking with? He drew the all-seeing eye on the lid of my latte. Okay. So, if you don't believe I am who I tell you I am, do you know anybody else that can tell you or show you these things? By the way, this was years before I knew the Vatican was a snake, and it was years before I knew the mouth of the snake was the largest altar in the world was a dead sheep with its tongue sticking out, which is exactly what you're looking at on pictures of me. So what's going on? I mean, what's the deal? Why are people drawing pictures of me? And they were both guys. I mean, you know, that's kind of creepy, right? Hey, I drew a picture of you with a dead sheep. That's like, are you asking me out on a mandate? Is this a mandate thing? No, it's a mandate. No. There's something very strange, right? Why are you doing that? Anyway, so I saved the piece of paper right here. And then right after, we had our little chat with the angel of the bottomless pit, he, when I called him out on it, he drew this image right here. There's a shark. There's a skeleton right here. The skeleton has a shark coming out of one half and a rhino coming out of the other half. Rhinos are almost extinct, and there's a bird on the rhino representing birds of the air, angels. So this represents a bird of the air, angel, going extinct. And then the other side is a shark. And it says, shield my eyes from the sun, for I know not what lies before me. And he wrote that just frantically. Let me set it up real quick. So after he said, do you know who you're speaking with? And I said, yes. I'll skip some of the stuff where I had to run out and then run right back in the door within like 10 seconds. I'll skip part of that story just so it doesn't go too far. So anyway, I confronted him and I said, do you know who I am? And he said, yes. And then I said, so then you know I'm a messenger. And he said, yes. And then I said, do you know what the message is? And then he looked at the ground and he was despondent and he looked down and he goes, yes. Like admitting he had done something wrong. And when he looked at the ground and he went, yes. I said, your time is up. And I went, your time is up. And he went, and he just went, and his neck flexed, and you could see just the veins, and it was just like, oh, it was like rage. And I was like, oh, crap, here it comes. And he was sitting directly across from me in Starbucks at this foretop. And as soon as he went, there's a pen on their table or a pencil, and I was like, oh no, he's gonna grab it and go for the, and so he goes and I go like this and I'm getting ready And I'm thinking he's going to try and stab me with this pencil. And he grabs it and he just starts drawing like a madman. It was super crazy. I was just like, I was like, okay. And so he draws this. This is what he drew right here, super fast. And then he wrote, shield my eyes from the sun, for I know not what lies before me. And this, when he did it, like a month later, the Kobe Bryant Attack Fast ad came out. And it was literally as close to this as you could believe as an advertisement, with the shark coming out of one half of a pair of tennis shoes and something coming out the other half. I forgot, but it was this shark for sure. And it was like a split system attack fast. It was absolutely insane. Okay, so these are two stories that, I'm sharing with you that prove there's a hunting system going on. That's why I've shown you when you take the image of the Virgin and you turn it upside down, it's a dead sheep. Now I'd like to show you another sheep. I want you to look at this sheep right here. Let's see. I'm going to look at the sheep right here. Just take a look at the sheep. Look at the head. Look at the nose. Look at the position of the eye in relation to the nose and the mouth. Okay, now I'm going to slide this sheep right over here. Right here. Now I'm just going to enlarge this a little bit, and I'm going to go right here and position the sheep I just showed you on the drawing right behind it. Okay, can you see the sheep? That's a sheep. This is a serpent underneath the sheep with its mouth open. Even the skin that serpents have that stretches is on this thing, and I'll show it to you now that you see the serpent right here is upside down. There's the eye of the serpent. So see, the serpent is one direction upside down, and the sheep is the other direction. Like the serpent race and the sheep race. Genesis 1 and then Genesis 2 in the same picture. Do you see it? Genesis 1, the serpent race. Genesis 2, the Adamic race, the sheep, our Lord. So you see an upside down serpent here. Well, let me just reorientate it for you a little bit. This is the card my wife gave me right before she lied and left, because before I got converted, she and I were just like that. I kept telling myself, this is too good to be true. I mean, this is too good to be true. I've dated girls in my past, and I always inevitably found out there was like there's always something, and that goes for anyone, guys or girls, doesn't matter, but usually pretty girls, there's always some weird hang up. I noticed. I'm just making an observation. Sorry if you're pretty. Anyway, it comes with the host body system. Anyway, but this is the card Lou gave me before she left. That's a serpent's head right here, right there with the mouth wide open. And this line in the girl's dress is the stretched skin on the serpent's mouth being open. And the serpent is engulfing that sheep, no doubt about it. So here's a serpent eating a sheep right here. And that's a card my wife gave me. So now you're looking at 3 times personally that's happened to me. And it's happened more, actually. I mean, I've had it happen in restaurants. I've had people come out and hand me my food where they had taken the food on the plate and made a perfect sheep. I know that's hard to believe. I've had it done to my daughter. She got a child's waffle and they brought it out. They had whipped cream all around it. There were ears on it. They had a strawberry sliced for the tongue sticking out. And when I asked the waitress, I said, Kay, why did you make a dead sheep out of this waffle? She literally turned and booked, just as fast as you could walk away behind the counter in Jim's restaurant. Everything I'm telling you is 100% true. Now, just take these facts right now, and then let me show you this. Here's a hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti right here. The Lord had me decrypt it. And when you take Nefertiti the Queen right here, just remember Rihanna in the movie Valerian, how she turns to a squid. Well, she was Nefertiti in that scene where she dies. She turns to Nefertiti. Well, here is Nefertiti in the hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. And when you turn her upside down, she's a dead sheep. So let me just show you. I mean, that's a sheep, guys. See it? See the sheep's eye? Look, the teardrop. There's the teardrop. And so obviously this is an agenda from ancient Egypt. And so here is the entire agenda. The Lord let me solve the entire thing. He had me blow the whole thing up and put it on a poster board. And then I built a giant light board for this thing. And the light came through it so I could see all the nuances and the cuts in the rock. And I drew in, here's a serpent being right here. Here's his head, looks like a skeleton skull. And then he's got his neck going down here. And he's inside of a human, see? So inside of a human is really a serpent being. Oh, so the serpent race. There you go. Why do you think the Egyptians had a serpent coming out of the head of the king and a vulture? Serpent, death. That's their race. That's who enslaved us. Okay, so this hieroglyph shows it all. Right here, this hieroglyph. And this hieroglyph you can see in Kingdom Divided. Let me see real quick. Let me check something. You can find the Kingdom Divided on the Kleck files, the kleckfiles.com, I think. I'm going to show you guys a video on coming up that Dave the Wave and Jim are going to do for you guys. And it's going to be a way to navigate the Kleck files. So I'll show you one more pic and then let's wrap this up so I don't go too long. Anyway, there's that sheep on the waffle. I was like, that's absolutely crazy. See it? That's a sheep with its tongue sticking out. Why would somebody, and this is where she did it. So this plate right here was set on the counter for my daughter, and it was a sheep with its tongue sticking out. And I was like, that's absolutely insane. That is as crazy as it gets. So anyway, that's because the largest altar in the world is a dead sheep, and it's inside of a serpent. Let me show you that real quick, and then I'm going to wrap this video up. So let's look at the, there it is. So here is the serpent right there. It's the Vatican. So here you go. Here's the Vatican. There it is. So there's the mouth of the serpent right there. And then the mouth of the serpent is right here above this sheep right here. There it is. The mouth of the serpent is this right here. And it's a dead sheep. And it's also male and female reproductive systems. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up, but this isn't going to be my shorty, obviously, but I'm going to do my shorty series. It's going to be the Y series. So let me show you one more time. The Happy Hippy Crochet. If you want to know how to, let's see, here we go. Oh, hang on one sec. This video right here is the one I showed you earlier. Okay, and you can go right here to, get the information. All right, so you can contact them. All right, guys, I love you in Christ. I'm going to wrap this up. I need to get something to drink. Okay, guys, I love you in Christ, and be keeping an eye on the channel. Okay, God bless.